grain of salt because I don't know actually too much about this author myself. Now, Muslim history, guys, before you yell at me, being like, where's Libya, or where's Morocco, or where's this? I quickly just picked a couple that I've heard from my teachers personally. That's actually all that I did. Okay, and I'm from Pakistan, so I did include Imran Khan on there. And I know my mom was coming and she was gonna whoop me if I did not include him.
Of course.
For you, Mom. My mom really likes Imran Khan, mashallah. But over here, the first one, if I had to recommend a book out of everything I just told you about, after Sita, you have to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. You have to read it. Because the way you go through that whole decolonial process, that's what his autobiography is. Amazing man, mashallah. And of course, if you have other recommendations, send me a list because I'm still trying to learn about other countries and stuff too, because I'm limited. I don't know everything over here. Now, connect with community. One thing that I'm going to talk about here, and we're on the last couple slides, inshallah, I'll wrap up in 5 minutes. Listen, many of us come from very collectivist communities where it's an extreme form of community. We're like, "Wo kya kenge? What are we going to do over here?" Relax. That's one thing. But also, America is hyper independent, where it's like, my sister did not share apples with me, so therefore I cut her off, and I haven't talked to her in 20 years. I'm being very facetious right now. That's not okay either. One thing we need to learn is this concept of interdependence. Build bridges, not walls. Build bridges, not walls. A bridge you can still cross. And if you need to really block it off, you still can. A wall is a little tougher to cross. I can make a lot of political jokes right now, but I'm gonna hold myself. But anyways, when it comes to this, we need to understand what is our role in the Ummah of the process. My teacher, Sir Abbas, was here yesterday, and he highlighted this as well. We really need to understand, because Allah has created all of us with different strengths. We need to hone in on it. Some of us are wonderful teachers. Some of us are wonderful, actually all of you here I know are wonderful mothers, mashallah, the ones that are. Some of us are good in medicine. Some of us are good here. Some of us are good at like a little bit of everything. You gotta find your strengths and use that to serve your community to whatever capacity you are able to in your circumstance. But also you need to take care of yourself. There's this concept I call of making your own cave of Hira. The Prophet, he needed to isolate himself too, be completely alone with Allah. Some of us need to have that, you have to do it daily. Find a little thing where it's just you and Allah. Maybe it's a little dhikr after Fajr. Maybe it's a little like a small dua that you make before Isha. You gotta find something that keeps you fueled for it. The best advice I've learned from scholars, at least, is that time is tahajjud, actually. That's the most blessed time to do it. For some of us, we're still working on it, so be practical, be gentle, and find what works for you. Now, therapy. This is the one where I know people are looking at me like, do I really need therapy, Sister Nadia? I think almost everyone does, to be honest. And that's my honest clinical opinion when I talk to a lot of people in the community. But I will say, I wish Katie was still here because she would start laughing at me. I don't trust every therapist. Some of them are my classmates. I'm like, I would never, ever, ever send anyone to you. Sorry, not sorry. Because they're incompetent. They don't know how to deal with cultural differences. So one thing that we have is a lot of people think that, okay, this person has like depression or they have like issues with their identity or something like this, and where it's like, okay, read Quran and pray, you're fine. Yes, there is therapeutic. There is a therapeutic effect by reading Quran and praying. I would never ever dismiss that, ever. Because I also practice from an Islamic psychotherapy perspective. So you guys thought I was going to dismiss that? Absolutely not. However, some people need a little extra boost, and they need therapy because a lot of the turmoils that they have, it comes from honestly, it comes from childhood trauma. Yes. And not even childhood trauma, it comes from generational trauma. The things that our grandparents went through, it affects us. Do you know, South Asians, do you know why we're at a higher risk for diabetes? Oh, you guys are like, what? What does that have to do with anything? Do you know why? Okay, let me tell you. What's up?
Stress.
Not stress.
No.
Because, we have experienced almost the same stress as other demographics, as Arabs and blacks and everything. So why us? I'm going to tell you why. It has to do with colonization. So when the British came, they also forced starvation periods on us. When the body is starving, what ends up happening is their metabolism is going to change. So any type of sugar it gets, it holds on to it. This is what our great grandparents and great grandparents went through. What happens is our genes don't change, but the way they're expressed is different. That got passed down. That got passed down to us. So now we're in a period where we actually have way too much food and sugar. But now it's like, oh, sugar, let's hold on, let's hold on, let's hold on, let's hold on. That's why South Asians are at a higher risk for diabetes.
And blacks.
And black, yes, for black women,
Blacks,
this is,
and it's also
yes,
high blood pressure because back in slavery,
yes.
what did they give them? They gave them the meat that wasn't good, the pork. They gave them all the pork, any pork parts that they could give. So, what did that do? That killed a lot of them off.
Yes. Black women here, they
Yeah.
also have, thank you for mentioning this. This is something that I get very infuriated studying. They have a higher risk to give birth to premature babies because the way that they respond to stress and racial trauma is different from other people. And again, I highlight this is because as a community, I mentioned this earlier, we need to take care of each other, man. Like, I know we feel like we're few and mighty, but in Islam, have we actually ever been huge in numbers and went, no, actually, subhanAllah, victories often, like the really big turning points, happen when we were strong, but we're strong on the inside. And we have to keep cultivating that. So there is a model when I work with clients called the biopsychosocial spiritual model. I look at a client from all of these different angles, like what are some health conditions that they have that might be affecting them? What are some social issues that they may be going through? Spirituality, psychology, and we look at all of them. And I really feel like a lot of us are struggling emotionally, and that falls into the psychology category, which bleeds into other parts in our lives, including our spirituality. So we have local resources in Milwaukee. We have MCHC, which is the Muslim Community and Healthcare of Wisconsin, that has a behavioral health center, and they do have Muslim therapists over there. You can go, you can see them. I think they accept insurance, if I'm not mistaken, but call them and double check. Our Peaceful Home is a resource for people who are victims of domestic abuse situations, because we cannot hide that. There are many people who are suffering from this, and if we're silent on it, shame on us. We have to support people over there. And alhamdulillah, may Allah reward the people that are behind this initiative. It's a safe place for them to go. But unfortunately, some of us, it's actually funny. One of my friends came to me and she's like, how on earth are you going to be a therapist for Muslims in Milwaukee when you literally know all the Muslims in Milwaukee? I'm judged. She asked a very fair question. I'm like, we'll see, bismillah. We'll figure it out. But I know some of us were like, well, I don't want to go to a therapist that knows me. And I'm sorry, if like I know you, I'm not accepting you as my client because that is so unethical of me. We have a dual relationship. I cannot be a proper therapist for you, right? So what we have, Khalil Center is actually based in Chicago, but they have online therapists that they practice with an Islamic psychotherapy lens. So religion and spirituality is incorporated to the amount that you want. They actually do a survey. I see a therapist from there, by the way. I need to. I would be such a hypocrite if I'm preaching you to go see therapy and then I don't see one myself. I see one because I need to deal with some of the emotional stuff that's happening here too. And that's okay. I'm not crazy yet. But anyways, over here, and then there's also Madistan that is based in California, but they also have online services as well. If you go to your universities, they often offer free therapy for students that go there. Again, be a little wary of their services, but you can still utilize them if finances is a problem. And then there's 988 if you are feeling suicidal or you're with someone suicidal, call that number ASAP and get help. Okay? Over here, you might want to take a picture of this because again, I said this earlier, I don't trust every single therapist. I don't even trust I'll get your question in a second. I'll take questions at the end because I'm going to try to get through this, inshallah. I don't trust every single therapist. I don't. Okay? These are questions because I can't tell you, like, this therapist is good, that therapist is good, blah, 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 blah. Ask these questions, and if they answer in a way that's satisfactory to you, inshallah, 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 this is a good person for you to stay with. And I am of the person that believes that you can find therapeutic effect with a non-Muslim therapist. Some people don't believe that. They're like, nope, you need to see a Muslim, khalas. I used to think like that, but after speaking with, like for example, my classmate Katie came and she was taking notes. She's someone I would recommend for people to go to because I trust her enough to not let her biases affect the way that she's doing therapy for. She also believes a lot of the same things that I do as well. Just an example. Now, I was gonna do an application for you guys, but because we're out of time and I'm 10 minutes over, we're not gonna do it. But if you want to give me feedback over here, there is a post-lecture survey. It's the same questionnaire. If anything has changed, please try to fill that out so I can kind of see if there's any differences. And if you have any written feedback for me, anything that I can improve, anything that you want to talk with me further on, you're gonna have to leave like your name and number on there because most of it is anonymous. It's automatically by default anonymous, but if you want to have a question or something like that, please leave your information there as well. If I said anything that is offensive, that hurt you, please forgive me. My whole intention with this was truly just to open your eyes on the effects of what colonialism has done to our communities. And I also want to revive the Islamic spirit and just be proud of being a Muslim woman, because there is so much honor being a Muslima. There's so much honor. And I want you to feel that when you walk out of this room, inshallah. So Jazakallah khairan. Thank you for sticking around. And that's it, inshallah. All right, so I go. Oh wait, sorry, final thing. If you want to stay connected, I do have an Instagram page that is dedicated for our Muslim mental health stuff. It's Decolonizing the Muslim Mind over here, or at Healing Servant, so you can scan that. It'll take you directly to the Instagram page. All right, now it's time where I work the law. All right, any questions that you want me to answer or stick around? You can come up to me. I'll turn off the mic.
Okay.